Well, gang, it wouldn't be a proper edition of RWL Snarl without a title match, so let's close out the first hour with the Mid-Atlantic Championship on the line as Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, prepares to defend the Mid-Atlantic title against Ox Baker.
The following contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit and is for the RWL Mid-Atlantic Championship.
Man, oh man alive, what a title match this is gonna be. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff's way proud of the Mid-Atlantic title, winning it, losing it to Stone Cold Steve Austin, then winning it back in a brutal campaign against the Texas Rattlesnake. On the other side of things, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling finally gets the Oxa title shot, something that hasn't really happened all that often for any of the members of his stable, outside of maybe superstar Billy Graham and Jesse Ventura. You can be sure the Wiz will intercede on Baker's behalf with that Mid-Atlantic title hanging in the balance.
The Ox is one nasty customer all on his own, without the Wizard backing him up. Orndorff's got a tough job ahead of him in this championship matchup, but he's proven himself a stubborn opponent over and over again.
That's what I think too, but Ox Baker, like we say, and that hard punch of his, oh boy, that's going to be a tall order for Mr. Wonderful. And here he is now, the RWO Mid-Atlantic Champion, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. And he is absolutely in love with that Mid-Atlantic title. The only other person I can think of is Liberty Bell, Danielle Heathcote, and the Joyce Grable Memorial title, Mr. Wonderful, sharing a similar feeling for the Mid-Atlantic belt. He is not scared of Ox Baker, I'll tell you that much. And he's looking forward to this matchup, and he's going to try and defend the Mid-Atlantic title to the best of his ability.
Orndorff's no-nonsense approach to his opponents means that Ox Baker can't afford to make any mistakes, can't afford to underestimate Orndorff's abilities. Because once he gets an opponent at a disadvantage, he just doesn't let up. He's proven his mean streak and his relentless attack style before against Stone Cold, who only held the Mid-Atlantic title for a fairly short run before Orndorff wore him down with repeated attacks. Even Austin himself admitted, and I quote, that Orndorff's one tough son of a bitch. And from Austin, that's a rave. Introducing first the challenger, accompanied by the Grand Wizard of Wrestling from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 302 pounds, here is Ox Baker. His opponent from Orlando, Florida, weighing 256 pounds, the reigning RWL Mid-Atlantic Champion, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
The capacity crowd here in Wilkes Barre behind Paul Orndorff absolutely 100% as he turns over the Mid-Atlantic title to referee Tom Canamora. This is going to be a crazy matchup. Ox Baker determined to get that Mid-Atlantic title away from Orndorff. Let's see if he can do it. Mr. Wonderful has been guarding that Mid-Atlantic title with his life. Let's see how he does tonight against Ox Baker. Referee Tom Canamora rings the bell. They come center ring. Ox with a hard right hand to Orndorff goes behind. Look at this. Vice grip. Blocking the flow of blood to the brain of Mr. Wonderful. And down he goes. Ox Baker catches an enziguri from Paul Orndorff. Orndorff rounds up the Ox. Ox counter, slaps the hand away, delivers the kick to the midsection. Hard right hand takes Mr. Wonderful down to the canvas. Ox Baker gouges the eyes. Rounds up Mr. Wonderful. Hard whip to the ropes into a power slam center ring. Beautifully executed. Ox Baker taking himself all the way topside here. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, center ring. Gets to a standing position. Here comes the Ox shoulder. Takes Orndorff down to the mat. Ox Baker rounds him up again. Wonderful. Puts on the brace, delivers the knee, delivers the jab, locks up Ox Baker. The forearm takes him down to the canvas. Misses with the drop kick, does Orndorff. Misses with the drop kick, does Ox Baker. An elbow from Ox Baker backs off Orndorff. Orndorff with a jab, a right, and a hip toss from Ox Baker. Fast-paced match already. Wow. All right. Both men on the outside now with the referee starting the count. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff with a snap suplex on Ox Baker. There's a fist drop from Mr. Wonderful, followed up with a stomp. Ox Baker on the defensive here. He quickly stands back up. Orndorff misses with the charge. Ox Baker backing off, getting himself back inside the ring. Here comes Mr. Wonderful as well. Now look at this. Up into a bear hug. Ox Baker trying to squeeze a win out of Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. But Orndorff already on to him. Couple of elbows and a double ear clap, and that's that. Clothesline puts Ox in the corner. A stomp to the gut on another. Ox Baker counters, gets himself up out of the corner. Misses with the drop kick. Orndorff rolls out of the way. A gouge of the eyes to Mr. Wonderful, and a nasty one too. Hard whip to the ropes. Misses with the elbow. Ox Baker puts on the brakes. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, rounds the big guy up over his shoulders. Man, that's some power right there. Hangs him up off the top rope, and down he goes. There's a stomp to the head from Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. Tags him with another fist drop, and the momentum has shifted towards Mr. Wonderful. Paul Orndorff locks up Ox Baker. Has him all the way up. Long vertical suplex from Mr. Wonderful. There's a kick to the head from Ox Baker. And again, Ox trying for that bear hug one more time. Tom Canamora keeping an eye on things. I don't think it's going to do any good. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, again, finding his way out of the submission hold here. Orndorff with a Luthes press and a set of hard right hands to the head of Ox Baker. Here's a cover from Orndorff. 1, 2. Nope, no good. Again, the Mid-Atlantic title on the line. Mr. Wonderful tries to lay in the abdominal stretch, but it countered. A hip toss from Ox Baker. Here's a cover. 1. Not even a 1. Orndorff catches a stomp to the head from Ox Baker. Orndorff counters with a dragon screw. The Grand Wizard of Wrestling with a whole lot riding on this match, with Ox Baker with a chance to win the Mid-Atlantic title and finally bring a championship to his stable. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, takes himself all the way up to the top turnbuckle. Here's a big crossbody dive. Big old splash to Ox Baker. And Mr. Wonderful goes, see, he ain't got a chance, man. Wow. The crowd in Wilkes Barre firmly behind Mr. Wonderful. Hard right. Spins Ox Baker around. A hard shot to the back from Orndorff. Orndorff goes behind again. Has him up. Back suplex. Mr. Wonderful rallying the fans here in Wilkes Barre. Ox Baker is laid out. There's a stomp to the midsection. Ox Baker counter, slams Orndorff face first into the mat. Big elbow drop to the chest of Paul Orndorff. Ox Baker busted open. There's a headbutt to Mr. Wonderful. Ox Baker covers. 1. But no good, not even a 1. Orndorff rolls to the outside for a quick reset. There's a clothesline that takes Orndorff down. Clubbing overhand right from Ox Baker. Those big old hands. There's a slam to the canvas and a stomp to the back. And there's another fist drop from Mr. Wonderful. Paul Orndorff currently in control of things at the moment. Turns Ox Baker around and drives a couple of knees into the leg of Ox Baker. Mr. Wonderful countered by Ox Baker. Quickly back up to a standing position. Ox Baker locks him up. Front cradle into a rib breaker. The Ox moving around kind of slow here. He comes out after Orndorff. Orndorff with a running crossbody takes him down to the floor. Referee Tom Canamora already counting. There's a dragon screw from Ox Baker to Paul Orndorff. Again, Orndorff with the enziguri, a foot right to the side of the head of Ox Baker. A stomp to the back of the head. Referee trying to get these guys back in the ring. And finally, Ox Baker's rolled in as Mr. Wonderful takes the long way home right past the Grand Wizard of Wrestling. Takes himself back inside the ring. Ox Baker's laid out center. Baker rounded up by Orndorff, kick to the midsection. And Mr. Wonderful with a spinning pile driver. This could be it right here. Here's a cover. 1, 2. Oh, now. Ox Baker powering out of the pin. Orndorff gathers him up again. Ox Baker with a quick counter and a kick to the midsection gets a hold of Orndorff. Hard right hand takes Mr. Wonderful down to the mat. There's a stomp to the arm of Mr. Wonderful. Orndorff quickly back up. Ox Baker catches the kick to the midsection. Spins Orndorff around with the right. Goes behind on him. Hard shot to the back. Goes behind on him again. Does it one more time. Orndorff whipped to the ropes. Ox Baker with a back body drop to Mr. Wonderful. The Ox again getting ready to go air off the top turnbuckle here. And again waiting for Mr. Wonderful to stand up. He does, and here comes the double axe handle right across the head of Mr. Wonderful. Orndorff gathered up again by Ox Baker, and no. Here it goes. Oh, there's the heart punch. That ain't good. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3, and another upset as Ox Baker becomes the new RWL Mid-Atlantic Champion. Shut up.
The time, 7 minutes and 17 seconds. Your winner by pinfall and the new Mid-Atlantic Champion, Ox Baker.
Well, cut off my junk and call me Stumpy. I do not believe it. The Grand Wizard is in all his glories as Ox Baker becomes the new Mid-Atlantic Champion. And he's just made a bitter enemy out of Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. You're going to see these two going at it again. Folks, that takes care of our first half tonight. We'll be back with the second half right after this brief intermission. Don't you go away. It's just going to get better.